Hi there folks, Phoenix Relays here. Today we're going to be talking about the SE-5 2000 Gold. When you get your SE-5 2000 Gold, it's going to be in a case like this, if not exactly like this. When we open this up, we have all of our stuff very neatly displayed. Very easy to use this for travel and other things. We pull out our SE-5 unit, and a couple of other components that come with it, of course, are going to be an international adapter. This helps to adapt to different types of European outlets as well as US outlets and various foreign outlets so that you can travel with your unit more or less internationally. We also have a converter, power converter here, so that you can run this just on standalone mode. You will notice that there are knots in the cable that are tied that helps with the electromagnetic energy that is passing through this. Those should stay there. They are deliberate, so don't take those out. They have a very particular usefulness when working with IDF instrumentation. This just plugs into a standard US outlet here, although you can use your adapter if you are in a foreign location and plug this in and use it on standalone mode. I don't use my SE-5 like this a lot, so some users are surprised to hear that there is a standalone mode, but you can just turn the unit on and have it naturally be used. So you can actually go to the menu and we can check out all of the main programs, sub-programs, tunings, etc. And we can also use this to be able to broadcast or replicate various tunings as well. So there's an entire standalone mode option that comes with this unit. In addition to that, we also have an input plate so that it can be used for standalone mode again. This will allow you, just like we have with our broadcast only instruments and just like we have with the CHIO remote balancers, an input plate so that you can take a Polaroid photograph or a tissue sample inside of a glassine envelope and put it on the input plate and then be able to broadcast to that individual without needing this unit to be plugged into a computer. There are a couple of other things that come along with this. Of course, we have a standard USB cable to plug it into the computer. This end plugs into the unit itself here in the back. This other end plugs into our laptop or into our computer, and then we can utilize the legacy software or the pro software depending on what we purchase. Now, every different purchase comes with the legacy software, and that's going to be put onto one of these little USB drives. And those of you who are familiar with our card CHIOs will know that these USB drives are basically holograms in and of themselves, but instead of using it as an IDF hologram, we actually have all of the software and trainings and different types of files included in here so that you can just plug this into a USB port, download your software, and get all of your training videos and other things like that that come with the system right on this very easy to access unit. So that's the power cord, and that is training. We also have a couple of other instruments here. We have this cool laser scanning pen and a cable for it. This plugs into the front of the instrument. You plug the thick end in, which is basically like an instrument cable size, into one end, and then the other size is a 3.5 millimeter. That 3.5 millimeter fits into the back of this pen, and then there are functions of how to use this in order to turn the laser function on and off, both in standalone mode as well as when you're using this with software, so that you can scan over things that are written or scan maps or whatever else and take your readings that way. So for instance, you would have your input plate. Maybe if you're using this in standalone mode, it's going to have a Polaroid photo in a glassine envelope of your subject. Then you might have a radionic source book that you've used, and you can have this going over each of those tunings. And then you can actually, once you have it dialed in, then you can go ahead and take your readings, or you can balance that thing while you're here utilizing this pen. I do this a lot when I'm trying to find things. I print out a map of the area where I think the material has been lost, or where I'm trying to find a particular geocache or plants or energetic vortices or all sorts of different types of things. And I use this on maps in order to be able to help to find things, although there are a lot of different applications that you'll learn about in the trainings on how to utilize this pen and how to utilize that tool to its fullest capacity. So all of these instruments also come with the PSD. This is known as a precision stick detector. This also has its own cable that comes along with it so that you can plug it into another USB port, and then this allows you to use it with the SE-5 Legacy and SE-5 Pro software. The purpose of this is to replace this manual stick pad. The stick pad that is built into the SE-5 2000 unit itself is called a manual stick pad. This is known as a precision stick detector. The precision stick detector interfaces with the Legacy and the Pro software by being able to show a graphic EQ of any reading that you're taking, and it also provides a beep, whereas this stick pad will not. You will just get a physical stick once you have it. So this will provide a beep, provide a stick, and give you a graphic EQ that should show you some sort of oscillation or spike in your reading, so that you have three different ways of confirming the actual information that you've just defined. We also have the glassine envelopes, so that you can put any of your photographs, your client photographs, or samples, tissue samples, hair samples, etc. in. These are all of the glassine envelopes that are used for these input plates, and you have a pretty hefty stack of them that come with each kit. Then we also have a USB light cable that comes with the unit. USB light cable is actually very important for a large number of things, but it plugs into the back of the unit over here. This can be wrapped around various jewelry, talismans, etc. You can actually put IDF holograms onto the unit in order to imprint them with whatever broadcast that you're sending. There are a lot of different uses of this. One of the cooler uses is if you have this available in a room of your house that you have to pass through in order to get to your kitchen, or if you buy one of these just for your kitchen or for your lab, you can take this cable and actually wrap it around any of the herbs or groceries or whatever else that you've purchased before you put them away or sort them out, and you can actually balance and clear them before they end up going into the pantry or go onto the product shelves or whatever else. This can also be used for those of you who use this for laboratory purposes to balance and clear any of the spagyric tinctures or any of the ingredients to make the spagyric tinctures. And of course, those of you who have studied the Aurelian Standard know that we do use this in the spagyric laboratory as well as in our own personal lives for culinary purposes and for jewelry purposes and for crystals and all sorts of other things. So that all comes with it as well. Then you're going to get two things. You're going to get basically a type of welcome letter that talks a little bit about the SE-5 and a printed instruction manual. This instruction manual teaches you just about everything that you need to know about the functionality of this. And then, like I mentioned, all of the training videos are on this little USB drive so that you can learn how to utilize your instrument both in standalone mode as well as with the computer and the Legacy software. The Pro software training does not come with this, nor does the Pro software. If you want to order the Pro software, that is an additional add-on, and once you purchase that add-on, you do get some training to how to use the Pro software. The Pro software does have functionality that the Legacy software does not, but the same is also true. The Legacy software has some functionality that unfortunately did not transfer over to the Pro software. So we actually end up using both over here at the Phoenix Aurelius Research Academy, and we wouldn't say one is better than the other. For the last 20 or 25 years, people have been using nothing but the Legacy software, and so it's very functional, it's very customizable. There are a lot of different options to it. There are also a couple of weird quirks to it too, because it was a software that was built from scratch and occasionally needed and still needs to have some updates run. So there are some quirks to both forms of the software, but in general they are perfectly functional and give you the capacity to basically redo any of the things that are in there, to create your own databases, to do lots of cool add-on things. So all of this material all comes with the purchase of an SE-5 2000 Gold unit, and it all packs up very easily, very nicely, very concisely. And inside of this back little zipper pocket here, this mesh pocket, you have a lot of extra room for other different types of things, maybe books that you want to carry, radionic source books, other different types of things, in this very easy to carry kit that is the size of a very small briefcase. So this is the SE-5 2000 unit. It's an absolutely fantastic unit for those who want to have a more unlimited approach to their radionics, psychotronics, psionics, or IDF analysis and investigations. It can be used by virtually all folks, and if you're interested in purchasing this unit, as per my contract, I'm required to screen everybody for their qualifications, and I want to make sure that we have an absolutely perfect fit. If you buy an SE-5 2000 from me, I want to make sure that it's a perfect fit, that you have some sort of goal in mind for it that is easy and attainable and in reach for you, so that you aren't disappointed with your purchase or feel like you just got in over your head, because they are a pretty pricey unit. You know, at almost $6,000 after shipping is factored in. It is an investment, but it's one that I want to make sure that you're willing to make. So if you're interested in purchasing one of these, be sure to schedule a consultation with me directly. We'll talk about it. I will actually run IDF investigations to find out if it's in your highest and best good, and if it's in my highest and best good, or the highest and best good of the Phoenix Railways Research Academy, to sell you your unit. And if not, we do have other folks that we could refer you to. All of your purchases of the SE-5 2000 through us, though, do come with 2 hours of training with myself, so that you get to learn maybe some things that you have seen me do, or you can learn about various different applications that maybe are more advanced or whatever else that aren't covered in the generic training modules that you have access to. And you can also always sign up too at radionic.online, so that you can study more things from names like Ludi Larson and of course Don Paris himself, that show lots of different other types of applications of things that you can use this for, including agriculture and learning about French radiesthesia and so many other different types of things. So all of that is available with the purchase of the SE-5, but again, we have to screen everybody, so schedule your consultation with me today if you are interested in purchasing one.